In 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, I decided to start photography. I wanted to explore the more creative side of my brain and try to learn more about the art of photography and videography, documenting the places I visited and the people around me. After a few weeks of research, I decided to buy my first camera and dive into this world. Fast forward almost 2 years, I have now reached a point where I am happy with the gear that I have, after countless mistakes and a bit of money wasted along the way. In the hope that you don't make the same mistake, here is my gear collection of 2022. So like a lot of people who start photography, at first I tried to shoot as many genres as possible. Along the way, I picked up a few techniques and realized that the main genre that I was interested in are travel, street photography, product and portraits. So this means that I actually need a wide range of lenses, ranging from wide angle to telephoto. And over 2 years, I realized that I do not function well with too much gear. The more gear I have, the less I feel like using it, because I just want to feel free and I just want to enjoy the moment while I'm shooting. So basically, the two keywords that I look for when I buy gears is versatility and lightweight. So even if I could not travel abroad much in 2021 because of COVID, right? I tried to travel as much as I could around Japan. To do so, I needed a bag that could fit my gear while also be comfortable. I do not have much space to store everything, so having a bag that can serve multi-purposes is a must for me. I picked up the 30-liter Peak Design everyday carry bag last year, and I brought it with me for hikes, on the beach, in the snow, and honestly the bag is comfortable, solid, and can fit all my gear. It rests well on my shoulders, and the strap also helped me to distribute the weight all over my body, and I feel like I can bring it everywhere, whether it's on shoot location, for travel, or for more casual days. I also like the fact that I can pick up my gear without putting the bag on the floor, because in some locations I don't have the luxury to do so, because whether, it's the streets not that clean, or maybe it's snowy or muddy all around, and you don't want to do that. So being able to pick up and change a lens without dropping your bag is a huge plus for me. Overall, I think it's a quite well-rounded bag, and while it's not the cheapest out there, I do not regret buying it because it has served me well so far. So when I started my journey in 2020, I was looking for a camera that could do both videography and photography, that was quite compact and with good battery life, because I don't like walking around with 10 batteries to go through the day. I first hesitated between the X-T3 and the X-T4, but the extra battery life and the IBIS convinced me to invest more money into the X-T4. Almost 2 years later now, I do not regret it. It is so easy to switch from stills to movie. The IBIS is so useful in low light situation, for videos or for stills. The battery life is honestly just great. I go through the days with maximum 2 batteries. And I've taken so many shots that I'm proud of with this camera that it will always have a special spot in my heart. If you want to know more details about the X-T4, check out the video right here where I review this camera after 1 year of use. In 2019, I bought my first drone, being the DJI Mavic Mini. I learned how to pilot a drone using it and took a lot of photos and videos that I was happy with. Last year, I decided to take a solo trip in the north of Japan in Akita. On the first day of the trip, I unfortunately crashed my drone and it was not possible for me to get it back. Honestly, it was devastating. I felt like crap, right? My trip just started and I lost the drone, but I kept going and shot with what I had. After that experience, I was actually debating to get another drone or not, because I did not want to lose another one. But eventually I decided that it was important for me to be able to pilot the drone and to get those specific kind of pictures with the drone, right? And could complement well my kit with the X-T4. So with the money that I saved up in 2021 doing photography, I basically reinvested it all in a DJI Air 2S. This drone is basically a second camera in the sky for me to give another point of view of wherever I travel. And honestly, I have been really impressed so far, but I cannot give a full review yet of this drone because I haven't used it enough. So I know that there is a debate in the community about prime versus zoom, but in my opinion, both of them have their place in a kit. Prime when you want to go light, for low light environment, and when you have more control over the space where you shoot, and zoom when you have more space and time constraint to work with. The XF10-24, 16-55 and 70-300 are the Trinity lenses that I use. While the 16-55 is not as lightweight as, let's say, the 16-80mm f4, I personally opted for it because of the superior image quality and its low light capability. It's an amazing all-around lens, and I've captured some of my favorite images with it. In my opinion, it is the most versatile lens in the Fuji lineup. When looking to shoot vlogs, landscape or architecture shots, I usually reach for the 10-24mm f4. It is light, versatile, and the OIS really helps for capturing videos on the go. On the other hand of the spectrum, you have the 70-300. I typically use the 70-300 for landscape, wildlife, and sometimes in some shots where I really want that compression effect. The 70-300 also have OIS built in, and I'm extremely impressed by how compact it is for the image quality that it can deliver. When I shoot in the streets where I can move around, or for portrait session where I can control my environment, direct my model, I usually reach for a prime lens. The 18mm f1.4 is usually the lens that I would reach for if I want to tell the story of my subject within their environment, whether it is for portraits or for streets. It has great autofocus capabilities combined with a 1.4 aperture, and I'm also actually using it right now to record this video. When I want to focus more on my subject with more intimate or tighter shots, I usually reach for the 33mm f1.4. Whether you are in the streets for portrait photography but also product photography, the 33mm f1.4 will help you produce stellar images that are extremely sharp, and its autofocus capabilities will help you stick to your subject. If you ever found yourself shooting in a dusty or snowy or rainy environment, then you need a cleaning kit in your bag. Everywhere I go, I personally bring this cheap cleaning kit from Amazon to just keep any dust or raindrop off my lens. I don't want to have any pictures that I thought would be good ruined by a piece of snow or some water on my lens and make it harder than it should in post-processing. If you're shooting videos, then you know that you need an ND filter. I personally use this Earth variable ND filter size 77mm, because that's the filter size of my 16-55, which is my biggest lens. And then I adapt it on other lenses using step-up rings. ND filters are really useful in some situations such as shooting videos, if you want to do some long exposure, or if you want to do some flash photography outside. I also use a circular polarizer when I'm shooting landscapes or product photography to get rid of some reflections and to make sure that the colors that I capture just pop a little bit more. I store all my filters in this filter case so that everything is stored and accessible from one place, and that I don't waste time looking for my filters all around my bag. Finally, to make sure that my camera is safe whenever I carry it around, I use this Peak Design black strap. It is very easy to attach and detach from my camera, reliable, and I cannot recommend it more. You don't want to drop your camera while you're using it, so just put a strap, put it around your neck or your body, and it will be easier to carry around and it will be safer. Alright, so let me know in the comments if you have any questions about one of the items that I described today. If you're interested about buying one of them, check out the link in the description. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to reach 10k subscribers this year and I need your help with that. And if you've missed it, check out this video right here where I detail the Fujifilm products that I'm the most excited for in 2022. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers!